Have you ever wondered why the rich seem to keep their wealth, despite crises, volatility, and market changes? They don't just have money, they have something else, something that few people realize and even fewer talk about. Mindset. Not a mindset for getting rich, but a mindset for staying rich. Over the years, I've studied the financial mindsets of the world's most successful people. What sets them apart isn't their wealth, but how they protect their minds from fear, temptation, and short-term habits. In this video, I'll share with you 5 mindset strategies that the rich always use, but rarely talk about. If you're looking to really upgrade your financial mindset, stay tuned until the end. When it comes to rich people, we often only look at the surface: money, assets, lifestyle. But the most important part, what helps them maintain their wealth for years, even generations, lies deep below. Their mindset? In this video, you won't just hear inspirational cliches. You will learn the practical principles that rich people use to stay sane when the market is volatile, make smart financial decisions, even in a crisis. Don't get caught up in emotions or short-term financial fever. Know what you are doing, why you are doing it, and how long you will do it. Most importantly, maintain a rich mindset. Even when you are no longer rich, what you are about to learn will not only help you make money, but also help you keep money and keep yourself on the way up. Because the real difference between the rich and the rest is not just in their wallets, it's in the way they think about every choice, every reaction, and every time they stand at a crossroads. And now, let's explore the 5 thinking secrets that the rich always keep secret. The first secret, and perhaps the most important foundation: the rich define value very differently than the rest of the world. When most people think of value, they think of a high salary, a stable job, an expensive item that proves status. But for the truly rich, value is not about appearance. It's about the ability to create lasting impact. They don't ask, "How much is this worth?" They ask, "What will this bring in 5, 10, 20 years?" Long-term thinking is what helps them make decisions that are not hasty, not emotional, but strategic. For example, a middle-class person might buy the latest car to feel worthy of themselves. The rich choose to keep their old car and invest that money in something that will generate sustainable returns. It's not that they're stingy, because they understand real wealth is not in what is easy to show off, but in what quietly produces results. And especially, they are not controlled by others. They do not make decisions to impress others. They do it because it fits with the long-term vision they have built. This is the reason why rich people are less likely to get caught up in financial trends of surfing, get rich quick. They have an inner compass strong enough to not be shaken by the wind. They know what is right for them, and they protect that thinking as an asset. So, if you want to truly enter the mindset of rich people, the first question is not how to earn more, but by whose standards am I defining value? Am I spending money, taking actions, making decisions for what I truly believe in, or just for immediate emotional satisfaction? Because once you change the way you define value, you don't just get rich, you get rich the right way. If you think that rich people take big risks and dare to play big to get rich, you are wrong. The truth is, rich people are better at managing risk than you think. They do not avoid risk, but they also never enter it emotionally. The second secret that rich people never reveal is how they hide risk in their actions. When they invest, they do not ask, "How much profit?" They ask, "If I am wrong, how much will I lose and can I afford it?" Ordinary people are often interested in the tip of the iceberg, the results, the profit numbers, the success stories. But rich people spend most of their time on the hidden part, analyzing the possibility of failure, anticipating the worst-case scenario, creating asset protection before they need it. They protect capital, diversify cash flow, use insurance, emergency funds, and structure assets appropriately. No noise, no showing off, but extremely strategic. Like playing chess, they don't take risks, they always have a way out. Meanwhile, newbies often rush into a project just because they feel sure or heard others say a lot. But they don't have a backup plan. They don't calculate the stopping point. They don't control the risk. And when the risk comes, they panic. The rich stay quiet, retreat according to plan, and are ready to come back later. This is the subtle but extremely big difference. The average person gets caught up in the lucky feeling. The rich build a safe, long-term scenario, whether they win or lose. So instead of asking, how can I make a lot of money, you should start asking, do I have a plan if I go wrong? Will this keep me up at night? If I lose everything, will I survive and come back soon? No one got rich by avoiding risk. They are rich because they know how to deal with it, intelligently and quietly. If you notice, rich people never do one thing and then it's done. They don't make money by trading time for money because they know time is limited, but the system can operate 24/7. Secret number 3 that they rarely share publicly is, rich people invest time in the system, not just in work. What is a system? It can be an online business channel with the ability to automate a series of videos, digital products, or courses that create repeatable value, a portfolio with a steady passive income, or even a network of employees, collaborators who operate for you. They spend time building for 6 months, 1 year, so that the system can run itself and generate value for many years. And here's why the rich seem to be richer without doing much. Because the value they create doesn't depend on whether they're present or not. Meanwhile, most people fall into the trap of working day and night, but just enough to get by. No cash flow assets, no repeatable content platform skills, and the result? They have to work forever just to stay in the same position. The rich are different. They know how to ask the right questions. Can what I do today be repeated? Does what I create work while I sleep? Is my system growing every minute, or is it standing still? A video, an article, an automated campaign can work for you, even when you're not doing anything. And that's a truly sustainable mindset. The average person works for money. Rich people build systems to make money and value work for them. Most ordinary people react emotionally. When the market goes up, they get excited. When it goes down, they panic. But the rich don't operate that way. They have an inner thinking core that makes them immune to short-term financial emotional waves. Here's secret number 4, and perhaps the one that's the least talked about. The rich make decisions based on the 5-10-year picture, not the 5-10-minute picture. While you're panicking about a coin that just dropped 20%, they're sitting calmly reviewing their long-term portfolio. While the masses are rushing to buy and sell today's trend, they're focused on the trend 10 years from now. The difference is in the time perspective. The rich don't try to hit it big all at once. They look for consistent wins over many years. They're willing to turn down the opportunity for high short-term returns if it means sacrificing long-term stability. And to do that, they have to develop a very special skill: separating emotions from financial decisions. They don't let excitement make them invest blindly. They don't let anxiety make them sell off without direction. Instead, they act like strategists, not like hasty chess players. They know that one wrong decision due to a momentary emotion can destroy 3 years of building. One right investment held firmly can change a generation. And most importantly, they prepare for volatility in advance so they are not surprised. If you want to build a mindset like the rich, ask yourself, will this decision still be right if I look back in 5 years? Am I acting emotionally or strategically? Sustainable wealth does not come from quick decisions, but from a long-term vision. And the rich always look a few years ahead of the majority. Here's something that few people notice. Rich people rarely go it alone. They're not solitary thinkers, and they're very picky about who they spend time with. Here's the 5th secret, and one of the keys to maintaining a rich mindset over the long term. They actively build or seek out a high-minded community. In that community, no one laughs at you when you ask questions about your investment strategy. No one judges you when you share your ambitious financial goals. And most importantly, they help you stay on track even when you falter. Rich people understand one thing: you'll eventually become the average of the 5 people you spend the most time with. If you're surrounded by negative, short-term, dramatic, and mindless spenders, you can't think like a rich person. But if you regularly interact with people who know how to plan their finances, dare to invest long-term, and are disciplined in self-development, you cannot help but change. And it's not just about the environment. The rich also have a big thing in common. They learn constantly. Even though they have a large fortune, they still read books every day. Even though they are running a multi-million-dollar business, they still participate in courses, mentorships, and masterminds. Not because they lack knowledge, but because they understand. Thinking is a muscle. If not trained, it will regress. The question they ask is not, "Do I know yet?" but, "What new updates have I learned today? Who can help me see differently to move faster? Which community is helping me grow? And which community is holding me back?" The rich are not smarter. They are proactively in smarter environments. And they know. You can go faster alone, but with the right community, it goes a long way. Now you know the 5 secrets that rich people secretly use to maintain a rich mindset, not for a year, but for a lifetime. But knowledge is meaningless if you don't start putting it into action. So, here are 5 simple steps you can take today to not only learn the rich mindset, but to live it every day. Step 1. Rewrite your own definition of rich. Don't use society's standards. Ask yourself, what does financial freedom look like to me? When you know your destination, you can have the right strategy. Step 2. Create a separate learning and personal investment fund. Every month, no matter how little or how much, set aside an amount just for learning, books, courses, groups. This is your Mindset Profit Fund. Step 3. Review recent emotional financial decisions. Buying on emotions? Investing with FOMO? Write down 3 examples and learn from them so you don't repeat them next time. Step 4. Set up a small value creation system. Start a blog, share knowledge, create content, anything that can be repeated and create impact. Small is fine, as long as it's systematic. Step 5. Find or build a high-minded community. Get away from negative groups. Instead, proactively connect with like-minded, disciplined people. Your mindset will change in just a few months. You don't have to do it all at once. Just pick one step today and commit to it. Because a rich mindset doesn't come from watching the video, it comes from doing things differently from now on. I want to share with you a true story about a person who was at the starting line almost zero. His name is Daniel, a normal IT employee, 35 years old, no startup, no rich family, no big connections. But after 2 years, he had a stable source of passive income, quit his old job, and spent most of his time learning, investing, sharing values. What changed? 2 years ago, Daniel told me, "I don't lack money, but I always feel passive. I work a lot, but I feel like I don't have control over anything." And that's when he started to reset his entire mindset about wealth. He didn't start a business right away. He didn't make risky investments. But start with 5 very small steps. Rewrite your financial goals clearly. Spend 5% of your monthly income on books and online learning. Create a blog to share about technology and learning. Plan to build a content system that can earn passive income. And especially, join a community of people who are on the path to financial freedom. At first, almost nothing happened. But after 6 months, his blog had a steady readership. After 9 months, he earned his first income from content. And after 18 months, he was confident enough to leave his old job, to live on the system he created. The important thing is not the speed. It is that Daniel committed to the new mindset and persisted with each small step, every day. If he can do it, you can too. Because success doesn't come from starting big, it comes from constantly moving forward, even if you start small. We've been on a journey that's not just about how rich people think, but also a journey that will help you start thinking like a rich person. You already know. They define value differently. They manage risk in silence. They build systems that create sustainable value. They think long-term, immune to storms, and most importantly, they don't go it alone. But remember, rich people aren't born with that mindset. They train it, and you can too. If you make just one small change in your thinking today, if you start just one small positive habit, if you commit to learning something every day, that's where the rich mindset will begin to take root. Thank you for sticking around until the end. If you've made it this far, I'm sure of one thing. You don't just want to know more, you really want to start changing your financial mindset. So don't let this video just stop at inspiration. Make it the first turning point. Comment below. I choose a rich mindset as a first commitment to yourself. Subscribe to the channel, turn on the notification bell, because every week I will share more thinking strategies, how to build systems, and real stories to help you go further on your personal financial journey. And if you find this video useful, don't hesitate to share it with a friend who needs direction. Just one video at the right time can change a whole direction. A rich mindset is something you can train, not something you need to be born with. See you in the next video.